Hello, today we are making japchae. Japchae is a Korean party staple food. Today I will show you how to make this affordable and nutritious meal simply delicious. Let's make it. So first, when you make a japchae, you really need this japchae noodle. So you can go to the grocery store. You can get this one at the Korean grocery or other Asian grocery store. Looks like a rice noodle, rice vermicelli, but it is actually starch noodle. So when they cook, they become very translucent. Looks like a glass, so some call glass noodle as well. So you can find this one easily at the grocery shop. And if you want to make it this one, I soak this noodle into the cold water for 30 minutes to couple hours, because this way this noodle get ready prepared, so when they cooked they keep their freshness. So next day some people look like, oh, my japchae is very dry. If you do this step, then your japchae will not be dried. So this is a very good tip. So you will try this. So you soak this noodle into 30 minutes or even like half day. You put it into the fridge. I put it into the fridge sometimes. So that's how you soak this one. So right now I soaked it. So you prepare this. So first thing first. And second, we will start to prepare all those vegetables for japchae. So japchae is noodle dish. So you stir fry all those noodle with other vegetable together and then mix it. That's what japchae is. So I will use spinach. So I will just simply blanch the spinach first. So you need ice water, be prepared. So you boil the water. So spinach, we blanched it. So while the boiling water, and put half teaspoon of salt. And then you wash the spinach, just dunk it into it. So about 30 seconds to the minute, depends on. Just put everything there. Just soak everything in there. So when you blanch the spinach, you just make your spinach very tasty and the color is very vibrant. Just make sure you always have this ice water, so you just stop. You only want to blanch it. You don't want to cook it or soup it. So just make sure you just want to just cut off the little lively thing here, and then I think that's more than enough. So you just put it into the ice water, dunk it. So you just stop cooking right away. That way they are crunchy, still crunchy. And then when you cool it, ice water just cut off all those temperature right away, and then you just drain it. So when you do this, you just squeeze all this water out. And we want to marinate it with sesame oil and salt and a little bit of pepper. So you just drain it. And you marinate with the sesame oil, just 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Little less than, just like pinch of salt and little bit of pepper, just little, and you marinate it. and then you prepare on the side. So first ingredient of japchae is done. And the next one, I will start to marinate the beef. So you can using pork, beef, chicken, any meat you want. Or if you're a vegetarian, you just simply skip it. Or you can use tofu, but I will use beef. So you need, for your marinade, first of all, you cut your beef. Just cut it thin slice or thick slice, whatever you think is like bite size you want. So just cut it off. So I just get rid of all those liquid out from the beef first. So that way it just tastes way better. And you can simply start to marinate. For the marinating the beef, you need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. So I put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce into the beef. So every 100 grams of beef, you need 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. So I have 200-gram beef there. And 1 tablespoon of sugar. Just simply marinate it. And 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then you can marinate it for now, and then we will cook it. And then I will start to prepare other vegetable ingredients. So japchae, when Korea has all those party, and this japchae is always there. So when you're at birthday or like Thanksgiving or New Year's, like this is just right there. And I remember every birthday we get japchae. Tastes so good. And like every other food, it depends on what kind of vegetable you use it. It's all different. The taste different. And so any vegetable you can use it. I personally like this bell pepper. So I'm using 2 different kind of it. So when you cut the bell pepper, I just show you how to do it. So you cut it like half from the bottom. So not all the way. And then you can open and get rid of all the seed in a hand. Cut it. That way there's no more seeds. Get rid of this white part as well. And so most of the seed need to be get rid of it. Just because it gives your food has some seeds there. But actually this white part is very sweet. So you don't have to get rid of everything. But for look, yes. But for taste, that's okay. So you cut it from not this side, this inside. You cut it from here because this is very slidey. So you need to be very careful, and it's not easy to cut. But if you cut it from inside, you can easily cut it. So depends on what kind of thickness you want it. You can cut it thick or thin. This is totally up to you. So I will cut it like this size. So it's totally up to you, and if you cut it inside, it's so easy to cut it, isn't it? So make sure you don't get hurt. I think I learned this one from cooking school. And when I just started cooking school, and then the teacher is from France, and then he asked like every student, like what kind of food is really popular in Korea or your country. So there's lots of different country the student came from, like some like South America, some Europe, some Asia. So I made japchae, and everybody loved it because they never seen before. They say, I was like, that's good. So there is prepare. I just start to put it right here. So I cut this much. I don't know whether I will use the whole thing, but I cut so far 1 each of bell pepper. And what else I need to cut? So there's carrot. We already cut the carrot in the julienne. So carrot also is up to you how to cut it. It's totally up to you. Thin or thick. The carrot tastes really good when it's stir fried with oil. And then onion. So when you cut it, there's a top, there's bottom. Slide starting like this way. So that way, instead of you cut it straight, if you have angle, every size of the onion is the same. And then you can just cut this middle off. That way, it's still stable. So you can cut it angle. So onion makes every dish sweet. So they have like a natural sweet taste. I love it. So make sure if you want until this much. If it's connected, you can cut it off. So the little part needs to be cut. And then so every size of your slice is the same. And there is mushroom. So I have 2 different kind of mushroom here. So this one is king oyster mushroom. This one is wood ear mushroom. Very interesting looking. Looks like ear. That's why they call wood ear. So this is another ingredient we put it into japchae. Japchae makes very special. But if you cannot find this mushroom, you can simply using this mushroom or button mushroom. Or if you don't like it, you can skip it. But it tastes really good. I want you to try. There we go. So just simply cut it off. There is some part is very hard. So you don't want to use it, then you don't have to. So just make sure. This one usually they put it as a dried. So you find it Asian grocery store. You can find wood ear mushroom. It's like dark and it's dry, very small. So you soak into the water, then they become like this. So I just thought this much will be fine. There we go. And still there's a couple more mushroom. I love mushrooms, so this up to you. Depends on what kind you like it. You can put it more, less. And size, up to you as well. So usually what we do with the japchae is we will cook every vegetable separately. So the bell pepper separately, the onion separate, carrot separate, mushroom separate, beet separate. But today I will just try to do certain group together because I found it. I tried this way, that way, wasn't changed too much different. So I will try to do same groups. Like I will try to cook this one. I will cook that one. I will cook meat separate. Let's do it. So I will start to cook with carrot, bell pepper, and onion together. So you put enough amount of oil and then carrot and bell pepper, maybe half of what I cut, and then I like onion. I'll put most of onion I cut. And you start to cook it. So when you cook this one, we need a season. So there's a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. So in the end, I will season with the noodle and all combined together again, but individually seasoning is very important. So Japchae is like mix the word. If you translate word by word, it's like mixing all those vegetables. So that's like jap is like all add all the ingredients, like a variety of ingredients, and chae means like vegetables. So it's like you need a lot of vegetables required in this dish. So I think this much is fine. So I'll be done. So I just mix with the other prep here. In the end, they're all mixed together. So here we go. And the same pan, I will start to cook the mushroom. And when you cook the mushroom, you gotta be very careful that this wood ear mushroom start to pop. And it doesn't take it too long, so I will just start with regular mushroom or king oyster mushroom first. Oh, here we go. Then while they start to cook, then I will put this one, because this one doesn't take too long. This one takes a little longer. So mushroom, when you cook the mushroom, your pan needs to be really hot. Otherwise, they will start to giving up a lot of water. So and then also good amount of oil is required to make a really tasty mushroom. And the seasoning is like last. Because if you season right now, they will giving up a lot of water. So like, compared to other vegetables or the other things, the mushroom is very sensitive. So you need to season in the end. So, and then but also mushroom doesn't take too long to cook it. So you need to make sure. And then let's put this fun mushroom. See, you can hear? You can hear that? So it doesn't take too long, so you gotta be careful. And if you get scared, just cover it. And you need a little like a lid. And then I will start to season. It's almost done. See? Be careful. Don't act out mushrooms. Here you go. So, make sure don't hurt yourself. Yeah, this is about to be done. Simple it is. So, oh, sounds really fun. Almost like a firework. Here. And then we need to cook beef. So same pan. If you work clean, you can keep using the same pan. A little bit of oil, not too much. And your marinated beef. Here we go. Let's put it. Oh ho ho. So it's already marinated, so we don't have to season. And good thing about beef, it doesn't take too long to cook it. And Koreans, we eat a lot of beef, pork, chicken, not much lamb. I don't know, lately it's different, but not really tradition. No good. So it's easy to cook it. It's almost there. Oh ho ho. So As soon as when you see the no red on the meat, you're done. So all those ingredients for japchae is simply ready. Here. And as I say, if you adding this, if you put like egg on top of it, it will taste really good. So I will just simply make some little bit of egg. So all you need is 1 egg or 2 eggs, totally up to you. So I will just use maybe 2 eggs. And just mix it. Don't forget to season. Little bit of salt, little bit of pepper, and just tiny bit of oil. And if you have a paper towel, just wipe around it a little bit so it doesn't get fried egg. If it's popped like this, you can just simply make a hole and let the air come out. And then just wait for, have a little bit of time, so make sure every part is cooked. So this one you can simply skip. I don't see many people do that, but I found it the japchae taste get upgrade. So I just want to give you some trick. So if it's all been off from the pan, you can just simply fold back. And it's done. And then this one needs to be cooled down before you cut. If you cut it while it's really hot, it will really not easy to cut it. So let it cool down a little bit and then you cut. And now we need the final step. So while we are waiting for your egg to cool down, we need to cook the noodle. So I have like 300 grams of noodles soaked into the water for about like 3 hours. So get rid of all those water out of it. So for the cooking liquid, you need 2.5 cups of water, 5 spoons of soy sauce, tablespoon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1.5 tablespoon of sugar. Just 1.5. And 1 teaspoon of garlic. But I like garlic, so I'll just put 1 more teaspoon of garlic. So I put 2 teaspoons. And 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. And you need actual cooking oil for another 2 spoons. Okay, 1, 2. And when they start to boil, then you put noodle in and then cooking for 8 to 10 minutes. So when the liquid start to boil and you start to adding your noodle. and cook for 8 to 10 minutes. Depends on the liquid is all gone. There you go. Make sure every liquid covers the noodle. And bring to boil for 8 to 10 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna be on the stove. So there's no more liquid left 8 minutes later. So this is how it looked like for the noodle. So we're almost done. So after your noodle is completely done, looks like this. It's like clear, but obviously because of soy sauce, color is like that. And now we adding every ingredient. Just put it spinach, vegetables, meat, and the mushroom. I will just keep my egg for the final top, so leave it there. And you start to mix it. So if you want to mix it, you might need 2, not 1 spoon. So, okay. So we are almost done. So let's leave it. And we need to cut this egg. It's completely cold. So there we go. Maybe like this. So we call gomyeong. So you put it topper, like almost on top of it. Sometimes, you know, put some sesame seed on top and some, you know, like a little fried onion on top. But this is my kind of topper, egg. But it gives a beautiful taste on top. So I do have dish right there. So you can put it. It's not for one person, is it? So it's you can invite your friends, family over it. And it's inexpensive, it's very affordable. And it tastes amazing. So you will impress your family and friends. The color itself already looks delicious. And you put topper. I'll stay there. And a little bit of a sesame seed on top. And that's it. That's a japchae. Is it look delicious? It smells amazing, and I guarantee it will impress your family and friends. So hope you try this simply delicious japchae.